Hey everyone, it's me, Neville, and I'm here in the lovely city of Las Vegas. I have to show you some views from the room. Now, every Sunday, I have traditionally created a budget, reviewed my finances, and made sure that I was on track. I kind of went off the path for a little bit, and I want to kind of get back into it. And so I did catch up on my finances. I created a fresh new spreadsheet that has really worked for me over the years, and I revamped it. And I'd love to share and catch up with you on some finance updates on my end. And hopefully, some of these tips can help you as you continue to grow your net worth. So, this channel is about personal finance, lifestyle, and just anything positive and motivational. So, if this is something that you can relate to, please hit the thumbs up and support the channel. And I'd love to see if you'd like to subscribe or not. So, I'd love to kick it off with just my first tip on personal finance is your mindset. If you want to become rich, you have to say it. I want to be rich. If you want to be debt free, you have to say, I want to be debt free, and that is a priority in my life. If you want your net worth to grow, you got to focus on things that generate wealth and money and don't live a life of lack. A lack mindset is not good for you. I also want to point that you have to just know your finances. You have to understand how you get paid, when you get paid. I get a base plus bonus for my full-time job, and that's tricky because it fluctuates. And so you have to stay super organized. You also have to have a budget. And I am not the best at budgeting, believe it or not. I put a generalized number that I prefer to stay in, and it just keeps my mindset in the right space of where I need to stay in that range and not make sure I spend money. Now, what was tricky is I put everything on a credit card because of the points, and then I pay it all off the next month. But I think that's tricky when you don't track everything that you spend. So this new spreadsheet that I've been using, I do like it. So I just want to catch up on a few things that have helped my net worth grow this past 30 days. I received an email from E-Trade a couple of months ago, I believe. And it said that if you put money into this account and it ranged right like zero, like $1 to 1,000, I think it was, then any purchase a stock, you would get $100. Anyways, I did put an amount in that range, and I did get my $100 deposit today. So that was really nice to see. It went up pretty high. So if you have extra money that you want to transfer into an E-Trade account, I can imagine it being a very successful transaction. So let's just go through just some things that I've noticed doing my weekly check-in on my personal finance. My net worth has grown and has been very exciting. I don't feel comfortable sharing it quite yet into the world, but it's been very great to see it grow since I first started working full time. So what I have in there is my home minus the mortgage balance. I have my 401k. I have a deferred savings plan through my employer. I have my E-Trade accounts. I have two checking accounts with two different banking institutions. One's a bank and one's a credit union. The credit union I've been a part of since I was 18, actually 16, because I started working when I was 16, and my mom helped me get this account. And I remember as a kid, I had saved my money. And then I went through a period of not doing really well financially, but now I'm in a really good track. I also have a few savings account. I have a travel savings account that I like to put money in. I have a money market, and I have a couple of CDs right now. I also calculated my health savings account. I also have a transit account that I still have money in. I do have an investment account through the HSA. So all of that minus the mortgage. I also did a balance transfer at one point when I had a HELOC, and it had a fluctuating interest rate and it was way too high. So I used this deal that I had with one of my credit cards, and I moved the entire balance into it. I do have to pay it off before that certain amount of time, but that was something I did, and I don't regret that decision at all. So if you minus those debts, then it was a positive number, and it's been growing. I also like to get an estimate of what my home value is, and I use a few different sites. I use Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, and then there's a realtor that I actually am affiliated with who helped my friends purchase their home in the East Bay here in the Bay Area, and he gives me the estimated amount for the month. So I love getting those emails, even though I haven't really connected with him in a while, but I think it's good to know. But the value of the home has dropped. Unfortunately, it's a condo in San Francisco. So I'm not really sure if I want to sell it quite yet, but I do want to live my life and have a bigger space. So more to come on that journey. As far as cash that has come in besides my employment, I did get a couple of refunds from my health savings account due to some eye appointments and exam. I did get a refund from Delta because I was impacted by the CrowdStrike situation, and that came in, so that was nice. I've been doing surveys on Survey Junkie, so that also came in, and I did my expense report. So that's money that I spent. I did put a section of income strategies. Now, this time to think about like how else can I make money in the next 30 days. Another avenue was Poshmark. I'm trying to sell some clothes that I no longer wear or fit, and so that's been nice. I was able to sell some products last month. Nothing has sold thus far this month, but I'm going to post a few more items. I went through my closet and I did identify some options. I did get an email about moving my internet to Verizon. It looks like it would be only $35 to move it since I'm a Verizon mobile user. I know that there's some cheaper options out there like Mint Mobile. I just need to do a little bit more research and figure this if this is something that I want to do. I do work in a role that does require a lot of phone work. I need to think about that. And of course, the Survey Junkie, like doing it when there's downtime, waiting for something, and I just do a survey real quick. If you stay disciplined, you can actually make some good money on that, honestly. I also calculated some of the dividends and interest that I earned through my certificate of deposits, my money market, my deferred savings plan, a 401k, and my E-Trade. So that's been nice to see. When you put it out there, it really does make you feel good that you've been kind of focused on that balance. So that was really nice. I then went through all my costs and I figured out like what does 3 months of emergency look like, 6 months, and then what would the bare bones minimum be. So that was a really healthy exercise for me. So what you want to do is just calculate what you normally spend in a month. Just food, your HOA, mortgage. I have my mobile phone, my gym, internet, some subscriptions, my car insurance, gas, property tax, car registration. That is coming up due, so I did add that as well. And what I did was that was my cost, that I typically pay in a month, and I times it by 3 and times it by 6. So I had a clear number of where I'm at. And then the bare bones would be eliminating things that I know if something happened, I would get rid of it. So for example, no gym, no subscriptions. I probably have less gas because I wouldn't be driving anywhere. But the other things are staple expenses. So I have those two numbers, and I'm a little behind on the 6 months. So I do need to replenish and refocus on that. I also on my spreadsheet, I also calculated the housing percentage, right? Like there's a rule of thumb that you should be keeping your housing under 28% or 30%. I don't know the exact number, but I did that exercise and I did it for the month, and that was a little tricky because there was a bonus tied to the month, and I need to see if it averages for the rest of the year. And then what I did was I looked at my balance of my checking account and then everything that I was going to be spending on for the month, and I calculated some budgeting, and this is actually the most focused I've ever been in quite some time in regards to tracking everything that I spent. So this has been a really fun month or so. As far as financial error that I made this month, I didn't realize it, but I had a travel savings account, and what I've been doing is putting 1% towards it, and that would be my guilt-free travel fund. Unfortunately, I totally forgot that there was a balance that you're supposed to have in that savings account. It's $300, and I did drop under $300 because what I would do was take the money and pay on a credit card if I went traveling. I got charged $4, so that was a bummer. So that was one of my financial blunders this month. It shows everyone else makes mistakes, and you just learn not to do it again. And I made a call what the minimum amount would be, and they told me, and I was like, darn, I didn't realize that. Anywho, all right, well, that's the end of the video. I will be back with more videos to catch up on the personal finance. One of the things that I want to focus on is saving up for a car payment. I forgot to mention that. My car is currently at 112,000 miles. So mentally, I'm getting ready to think, am I going to buy one at 150K, 200K? But I know that I do need to make a shift eventually with a new car. So that is also going to be a part of my budget moving forward. So we'll see how I can make that happen. All right, well, I am signing off. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more tips and financial catch-up in the future. Bye.